Hi, guys. So, for today's reading, we're going to be looking into what is the gossip on you and who might be doing this. So, we got 3 piles today. 1, 2, 3. Take a moment to get in touch with your intuition and your higher self and pick the pile that you feel most drawn to. And if you guys enjoy this reading, remember to support my channel in whatever way you can. And thank you so much to anybody who already does that, whether it be liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, leaving timestamps or donations, hitting that super thanks button, leaving super chat stickers, making purchases. You can find my Cash App, PayPal, and Amazon wish list in the description box below if you'd like to donate or make a purchase. And my services are down there, as well as their prices and then my contact information as well. Wow, that was really hard to get out for some reason. Anyway, make sure that you message me before you send payment for any of the services so we can make sure that I have time to make an appointment with you and all that kind of stuff. And I really do appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for all the support you send my way in whatever way it is. Thank you to anybody who has sent money to my GoFundMe. If you want to be able to find that, you can find it on my community page. Thank you to anybody who's voted for me for Supermom. You can find that on my community page as well. And thank you to anybody who's been joining me for my live readings, as well as purchasing questions there, liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing on any of those as well. Really appreciate you guys. You guys can find my live readings by looking for the earth and angel emojis. I put an earth angel emoji right at the 2 emojis right at the beginning of each and every one of those readings so that they're nice and easy to find. So let's get started with pile 1 and see who is gossiping about you and what are they saying. So 55 was just on the screen, and I feel like people could definitely be talking about the transformations or transitions you've been making in your life. There may be some sort of dramatic shift in your life that has happened. A lot of you could have felt like you really didn't have much support during this time. You could have felt like you maybe were being left out of things. You could have felt like there wasn't anybody behind you, or maybe you were struggling a bit with your finances or something along those lines. There was definitely some sort of endings that took place in your life, some sort of transformations and transitions. And people are talking about everything that you have learned along the way and how you have been leveling up very dramatically. Probably because of the things that you've been learning along the way. You are too sensitive. You take things far too personally, far too weak for real life. You need to get over it. Someone could be upset that you won't forgive them or trust them again, possibly both. If they want it, then they need to work for it, but don't hold on to it anymore either. So, it may be time to really release some of the things that people have done that have hurt you. The things that people have done that have made you feel left out, or made you feel used, or made you feel abandoned, or like you didn't have anybody who cared. Things like that. It could be time to work on your self-image or your self-esteem in some sort of way. And it could be time to really learn to live with the fact that not everybody is going to like you, no matter how hard you try. There are always going to be people who don't like you, and that's okay. Or there's always going to be people who say things that hurt or do things that hurt. And, you know, we just got to be able to live with that and not let that become our own self-opinion. You always show that you care, and you address it when others don't. You expect your energy to be reciprocated. You aren't a doormat, but you are still kind. So, people are discussing how kind you are, that you're a loving person, that you're a caring person, that you really do appreciate people in your life. You show them a lot of respect and a lot of love. But when they choose not to show you the same respect or love, and they choose not to place you as a priority in their life the way that you do, you make sure to address those things. When they say something really mean to you or cruel to you in some sort of way, you make sure to address that. You do not allow people to step on you, and you don't allow people to make you feel like shit about yourself. And you would never try to make anybody feel like shit about themselves. So it would be very rare to see you saying something that was really cruel to somebody. Just to be cruel. Regret. People could be discussing, there could be somebody who really regrets some of the things that they've done. They may actually even be discussing this with somebody, talking about how maybe they didn't treat you very good, or maybe they hurt you in some sort of way. They might have left some scars or trauma behind when dealing with you, and they may really regret this. People could also be talking about something that you've done recently that maybe you are feeling regret for, or maybe there was certain situations you moved away from or walked out on that maybe you feel regret for. People could also be talking about how you've tried to make amends in certain situations as well. Six of Swords, Page of Cups, King of Pentacles, Four of Cups. People could be saying something about you having to deal with a lot of people who didn't realize what they had right in front of them until it was too late. And people could also be talking about how maybe you aren't seeing what you have in front of you to be grateful for as well. People could also be discussing how you might be very good at counseling people, at listening to people, at getting people to open up, at allowing people a space to express their feelings and their emotions. You may be somebody who sees people when they're hurting, when they're in pain, when they got a lot going on. And you may be somebody who offers a shoulder to cry on for a lot of people. You may be somebody who steps in there and when people are alone or down or out or at their worst and hurting really badly, you may be somebody who's actually there for people. And I feel like when it came time for people to be there for you in some sort of way, there's been a lot of people who have not been there for you in some sort of way. But I also feel like there may have been somebody who has been there for you recently as well. But there could be something going on in this situation where there's a delay or where you guys haven't been able to be around each other in some sort of way. And so there could have been, you could be having a hard time remembering what there is to be grateful for, or remembering how strong a connection or bond was as well because of the distance. People could also be talking about how you are very good at bridging this distance, at bridging the gap, at being able to leave behind past conflicts, about being able to forgive in the name of love as well. That you're somebody who can love like it's before the scars have taken place. And you love very fully. Some people may think that you're very silly when it comes to your emotions or when it comes to love, that you take chances on stupid things. But I feel like these people just don't see the value where you see the value, and you see the value because there is value there. People could also be talking about an apology that somebody wants to make as well because of the actions they took in the past that they regret. This could be somebody who might have talked badly about you or said something badly about you, or they may have misjudged you in some sort of way. This could be somebody that maybe you were there for all of their hurt and pain and to listen to everything that they had going on. And then they may have not reciprocated that in some sort of way, not been there the same way for you. Or they could have even maybe said something very cruel or upsetting to you when you were hurting or when you were down, instead of being compassionate and understanding and empathetic with you the way that you were with them, and you put them in their place. And this person now is wanting to, they may have been doing this to make others happy or to please others in some way. This person now is wanting to do right by you. They're wanting to do what they feel is best for themselves in their own life instead of what other people want them to do as well. This person wants to commit to you. They want to take action to express their commitment to you. They want to be honest with you. They want to open up with you, and they want to express the truth with you about whatever has happened in the past so that you guys can move on beyond this, so that you can really have a fresh start, possibly. They are hoping for your forgiveness, and they are hoping that you want the same commitment. People may be talking about how honest you are and how you're working very hard to create something for yourself in your life. And how it can be very hard doing that because in the past you might have been somebody who might have been a bit a bit of a doormat, kind of like this person that you were dealing with, which is also why you are so understanding of what they're going through. Even though some people would say that you're stupid for putting up with that, or that you are stupid for even listening to their excuses or anything like that, you know what it's like to be in that position. And that's why you are willing to listen. Appreciation and cornucopia. People are talking about the amount of appreciation that you have, the amount of gratitude that you have, the amount of happiness and joy that you have, this childlike energy that you have, and this beauty about you, this innocence, this purity, this amazing loving energy, this ability to be able to respect the thorns on a rose. He who wants the rose must respect the thorns. You know that anything beautiful and worth having is something that could possibly hurt you or prick you in some sort of way. But you're not going to allow that to stop you from seeing the beauty in whatever this situation or whoever this person is. You are on your way to a success, abundance, beauty, amazing energy. There could be some people in your life that do want to apologize and mend fences because of the simple fact that they know that you're on your way to this success and this abundance and this fertility and this joy. But there is somebody who genuinely cares about you, loves you, and wants to commit to you, wants to really be honest with you and open up with you, so that you can create something and build something that is solid, stable, and long-lasting, because they realize in the past they may not have seen something that you guys could build together, but they see something that you could build together now, and they feel like there would be a lot of abundance in this. So there's definitely people that are talking about your relationship and also your career. There's people talking about your beauty, your sweetness, and your kindness, and there's people talking about how at times you can be too sensitive, too emotional. At times you can be very childlike in the way that you handle things, especially on the emotional front. But you're a very honest, solid, and stable person who's very kind and generous, and you really do expect that back from people in return, because if they aren't going to treat you in a decent manner, then you can't have them around you, because then you will be being walked over. And that's why you had to learn how to have those healthy boundaries. So that's what I have for this pile. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I would absolutely love to hear what you guys had to say about it, whether or not it resonated, what you might have going on, all that kind of good stuff. And if you guys enjoyed this reading, it would be awesome if you could like, share, comment, subscribe, leave a timestamp, a donation, hit that little super thanks button. Think about purchasing some services as well. You can find my Cash App, PayPal, Amazon wish list, my service list and prices, and my contact information in the description box below if you're interested in any of that. And thank you so much to each and every one of you who has already done that, as I'm here to support you on your path and help you work through things in your life. What you guys do to support me and my channels helps me on my path and with my purpose, and it helps me to be able to support myself and my children along the way. So thank you so much for that, and I really hope you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. Bye-bye, guys. So pile 2. Who is gossiping about you, and what are they saying? There may not be so much about who in this particular reading. There wasn't in pile 1. So let's see. Gold digger. Only wants your money and doesn't really care for you. Always looking for a handout, but doesn't really want to work for it. Someone doesn't see your value or didn't see your value. They may be jealous of your magnetism too. So somebody could be really upset that there's a lot of people that want to give to you. This could be somebody around you who may be sitting in a state of poverty. And you might actually be sitting in a state of poverty in some way yourself as well. And you could have a lot of people who enjoy having you around for whatever reason. You may help them out with the work that needs to be done around their house. You may help them out with their emotional needs. You may be a very good friend to a lot of people. You could be somebody who's always there when somebody needs you, and you may not have a whole lot of money, but you have a lot of other things that you offer that are valuable. And there are people who see the value in it, which is why they provide you with financial stability and security because of it. Or they provide you with whatever it is that you may need, whether it be, you know, some groceries here and there, or they may help you out with some gas here and there, or some cigarettes here and there, or whatever it is that you may have that you need in your life. There may be those who help you out with it. There may even be somebody who occasionally like pays to get your nails done or your hair done. For some of you, you could actually even be a stay-at-home parent. And because a lot of people do not see being a stay-at-home parent as a job or something that you do 24/7 or something that is hard work or something that takes up a lot of time, energy, and when it's done right, creates a massive difference in the life of children. Somebody may not see whatever it is that you do as valuable, but that does not mean that it isn't valuable. And that doesn't mean that there aren't people who do see it as valuable. Because if there wasn't people who did see it as valuable, there wouldn't be people giving you gifts on a regular basis or helping you out with things on a regular basis. There wouldn't be any room for anybody to be talking about how you could possibly be a gold digger, and I really don't think that you are. Now, I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke to broke. Get down, girl. Go ahead. Get down. Get down, girl. Go ahead. Get down. Get down, girl. Go ahead. Get down. So anyway, a hustler, straight up, can create a $20 bill from a quarter. Always moving and shaking. New ideas are always flowing to you. Definitely a valuable member to add to any team. So, people are also saying you're a hustler. I'm a hustler. It ain't over for me. No, it ain't over for me. Keep hustling, hustling, hustling. It ain't over for me. No, it ain't over for me. Keep flowing, flowing, flowing. I gotta keep my game up like Kobe on game night. So, hey. My dog is ripping up cushions. I will be back in just a second. So, I thought about it right afterwards, and I was like, I don't know why I didn't take you guys with me. She is so adorable when you start going, shame on you. She gets all sad and like, ooh, I'm so sorry. Of course, she'll do it again later, and I'll have to tell her the same thing a few times. So she finally goes, okay, fine, I'll chew on my toys. Anyway, people are talking about how valuable you are, how amazing you are, how great your ideas are, how quick you move, how quick you think, and how you really are really good at getting something when you need it. At being able to find a job when you need it, or being able to get a side hustle when you need it, being able to really take care of shit. And this hustler energy and gold digger energy, they're basically the same thing, but it's the shadow side of it and the light side of it. And so you have some people that are saying that you're in that shadow side, and you might be. Who knows? You might be. You could have like a sugar daddy or sugar mama, a few of them, something like that. If you do, you do. I mean, what business is it of anybody's anyway? If they could, they would. I had somebody at one point in time that was really upset because I don't take money for sex, and there would be a lot of people who would want to pay me for sex, and I don't give a shit. I don't take money for sex. I don't want to be doing that, and I don't have anything against it. I don't judge anybody for it in any way. I just don't want to be doing that, and I know that it wouldn't be good for me, and it wouldn't be healthy for me. But for some people, they can live with it just fine. Some people cannot. And not to mention, looks fade. And you can only get that money for doing that for so long. And eventually you're going to have to find something else to do for money. So I'd rather just find something else to do for money. Something that I actually enjoy doing for money. Plus, generally, my heart's pretty involved with the people that I have those interactions with. And when I feel like it isn't, I have a tendency to, no, we can't do this, sorry. But if you're doing that, then you're doing that, you know? And who's to say that what you're doing is so awful anyway? There's plenty of other things people are doing that are much more awful, like raping fucking children. Come on. And you're going to sit there and judge somebody that's willingly enjoying their life with people and, you know, getting money for what they're doing. Surviving, if some people are surviving, because some people do that when they're in survivor mode. But anyway, people are talking about how your mind is amazing. You are very intelligent. People are definitely discussing your intelligence. and how you can do so much with it. If you are actually like, if you are dealing with like sugar daddies or sugar mamas or whatever the case may be, there may be a few people that are saying you could do so much more. And there are other people that are like, they are doing so much more. They just are doing this to be able to take care of themselves in the meantime. And then it could even be that you don't do that in any kind of way whatsoever and never would. There was somebody that was so pissed off at me at one point about that, though. And they were like, you can't tell me that if somebody was offering you $1 million, you wouldn't drop down to your knees and suck their dick. I would. And he was a man, too, by the way. And he's like, well, there'd have to be like a lot of rules and stipulations that could only be for like 10 seconds and like barely touching my mouth. And I'm like, nobody's going to offer you $1 million for that. Maybe for a full-on blowjob, but not for that. And still, it would be really unheard of for somebody to offer you $1 million for that anyway, no matter what. And it's not about the money. I could care less about the money. But I feel like a lot of you in this pile as well, it has nothing to even do with the money for a lot of you. For some of you, yeah, it does have to do with the money, and you're making money so that you can take care of shit in your life. Maybe you have children that you're taking care of that you need to be able to provide for. And the song that just popped in my head was, boys and girls want to hear a true story. It was Saturday night. We was at this real wild party. They had the liquor overflowing the cup. About 5, 6 strippers trying to work for a buck. And I took one girl outside with me. Her name was Lila. She went to junior high with me. I said, why you up in that dance for cash? She said, a whole lot changed since seeing you last. Or, I guess a whole lot changed since I seen you last. She said, what would you do if your son was at home, crying all alone on the bedroom floor 'cause he's hungry? Okay, sorry. Yeah, my singing voice is very off this morning, but what would you do if your son was at home, crying all alone on the bedroom floor 'cause he's hungry? And you sleep with a man just to get a little money? What else are you supposed to do 'cause his daddy's locked up for smoking crack? So, whatever the case may be, people are definitely talking about those things. And I don't think that they are talking about you having sex for money unless you actually are in some way. Or if you're like with somebody who has a lot of money and you don't have any money and of your own. But what they don't realize is they're not paying you for the sex. They're not taking care of you for the sex. If they're not paying you and they're just taking care of you, they're not taking care of you for the sex. There was actually somebody I was living with for a very short time. And it was kind of one of those things where I had a lot of love for that person. But I also knew that it wasn't going to be a forever thing. And I was just like, I'm going to enjoy what I have while I have it. Instead of overthinking it, fucking it up, and having everything end in really bad terms and all that kind of stuff. And so we actually only had sex like 3 or 4 times the entire time. But we talked a lot. We talked a lot. We both took turns cooking. We both took turns cleaning up. It was very balanced and very equal and very enjoyable conversation too. And that's the whole thing is whatever situation this is, I don't feel like they are looking for the sex, even if you are having sex, whether they're paying you or not, whether they're taking care of you, whatever the case may be. They're doing those things because of your mind, because of your personality, because of who you are, and because they really do feel like you could make something of yourself one day, and they want to provide some support to you so that you can accomplish those things easier. The witch. People could be saying that you're casting spells on people, cursing people, hexing people. For some of you, this could be an ex of yours as well. For some people, this could be an ex of yours that maybe from the outside looking in, it looked like they were spending a lot on you. They were doing a lot for you. And maybe you even had a really hard time letting this person even do anything like that for you for some of you. But at the end of the day, you earned it with what you were doing for them. But they could actually be telling people that you're just a gold digger, that you only want people's money, that you're a trifling hoe, whatever. And they could also be telling people that you put a spell on them in some way, that maybe they think that you're doing love spells on them, or maybe they feel like you put a hex or a curse on them because they decided they didn't want to pay you anymore, or they didn't want to take care of you anymore, or they didn't want to do whatever for you anymore. So there could be something like that. And it could be also that people are saying that you use whatever magical gifts or abilities that you have in order to hustle people, or in order to get what you're looking for, or in order to level up in life. But then you have those other people too that are talking about, no, it's because of who you are. You're fucking intelligent. You're charismatic. You're good at talking to people. You're good at doing a lot of different things. And you're very skilled. The Witch, the High Priest, the Eight of Pentacles, the Four of Wands. We have the Three of Chalices. People could also be talking about a third-party situation that happened. Some people could be saying that you cheated in your marriage when you were married, if you were married, and that's why you're getting a divorce at this time. People could be saying that you've manipulated the law to your advantage, or that somebody else around you has manipulated the law to their advantage. People could also be talking about how you've been doing a lot of hard work on yourself to be able to be your most authentic self, to show your true face. You've been being a lot more confident. You've been going out more, having fun more, maybe even getting a lot healthier and feeling a lot better about yourself since you broke free of a toxic marriage or situation. And that the hard work that you have been putting in, the nurturing, the caring, the loving, the stability, the loyalty, the strength, the commitment that you've been putting into certain situations or certain things is building an extremely solid foundation, maybe even for a lasting marriage for some of you as well. Or maybe you've been working on something like that with somebody who was in a third-party situation as well. But even if they had something else going on, and that doesn't mean it's necessarily sex either. It could have been drinking for someone. It could have been drugs for someone. Drinking, I was feeling extremely strongly. So there's definitely somebody here who's dealing with that. Or drugs for someone. It could have been a mother. It could have been a father. It could have been some sort of feelings of what's right and what's wrong that was getting in the way. Maybe somebody else could have been married. Who knows? But people are talking about, because there's many different third-party situations, and I feel like there's a lot of people here watching this video today that are going to end up having a different story. But the hard work, the effort, the commitment, the persistence, the dedication, the willpower, the determination that you have inside of you to grow what you're growing is growing a beautiful garden around you. Everything is very fertile and abundant around you at this time, and you're very stable in your passions. You're very strong in your passions. You're very committed to what it is that you want. And even if you've been being tempted by third-party situations, you have not given in to them. No matter how close it has come, you have not given in to them. There is definitely somebody here that people are saying that about as well. You'll know who you are because you will have had things put completely in your face and like really right there, ready for the taking, and maybe even dipped your foot in a little bit and then pulled back out and was like, no, we can't do this. I'm sorry, but no. The Magician in the Mirror. Thinking woman. There could definitely be a couple exes of yours, or an ex of yours, or something along those lines. Somebody who kind of looked like they had money from the outside too, but really didn't have shit. Because you know what? That one I was talking about earlier, he had a house. He did. And he had a really nice car and a really nice truck. The car was paid off. The house is not. The truck is not. The truck has a long ways to go till it's paid off. And he's stretched really thin. And he drinks on top of it. And so he was actually borrowing a fair amount of money from his father on an all-the-time basis. He looked like he had a lot of money. He was running around trying to keep up with the Joneses, and it wasn't making him very happy either. It was a shallow, superficial thing. And so it wasn't really bringing him a lot of happiness. But anyway, you could have been dealing with people that were like that. And everybody from the outside was thinking that, oh, they're with them because of their money. And that person was telling people after everything was done and over with that you were with them because of their money and that you were a gold digger and that they were having to buy you so many things and do so many things for you that you were making them go broken into debt when they created their own damn debt. Anyway. And when you really weren't even taking much from them anyway. So that could definitely be the situation for a lot of you. This could be somebody that you didn't even hardly let do anything for you because you knew their financial situation. They did a couple things for you and you let them do a couple things for you because, you know, you were doing a lot for them too. You're very intelligent. People are talking about the amount of intelligence you have within you and how you know that the entire world around you is a reflection of what is inside of you. So when you have a problem with any situation around you, you always have the tendency to look inside and reflect on the situation to understand yourself better and to understand the world around you better. That you're a very transformative person and you bring a lot of transformations into other people's lives as well. People are talking about how good you are at manifesting, how skilled you are at being able to deal with hot and cold situations, how skilled you are at being able to deal with all the extremes in life and all the ups and downs. And also how you have a very beautiful light side and a very dark shadow side. People know not to fuck with you because they know that even though you're this kind, beautiful, amazing soul, you also can turn that around. Which, the song Which, W.I.T.C.H, woman in total control of herself. Now, I ain't saying she's, you know, basically not saying that you're a cruel person or an evil person or somebody that is going to hurt people or anything, but it's better not to have you on their bad side. Whether that's because karma takes place or whether that's because you do reversals or whether that's because you send whatever negative energy they're sending at you back to them, or whether it's because you use that to fuel the abundance coming into your life. Whatever it is, people know not to fuck with you at this point because you'll turn your back on them. And having you in their life is worth being honest and being a good person in your life and respecting you. But a lot of them don't realize it until you turn your back on them. So that's what I have for this pile. Agent 47 is coming to mind too. That's what I have for this pile, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I would love to hear what you had to say about it in the comments below, whether or not it resonated, what you might have going on, things like that. And if you guys did enjoy this, thank you so much to those who support me on a regular basis. If you haven't yet, it would be awesome if you could like, share, comment, subscribe, leave a timestamp, a donation, hit that little super thanks button. Think about purchasing some of my services. You can find my services in the description box below with their prices as well as my contact information, and my Cash App, PayPal, and Amazon wish lists are all down there as well. Make sure that you don't pay me for services until you discuss it with me first. But donations are welcome all the time. And also, you guys should check out my live readings as well. All of them have the earth and angel emojis in front of them so that you can find them easily. Or you could just click on my channel as well. Other ways you could support me is through voting for me for Supermom, which is on my community channel, or checking out my GoFundMe page over there and sharing that. You don't even have to donate, just sharing that makes a difference. Although, like I was telling everybody yesterday, if everybody that's subscribed to my channel right now donated $1 to that, I would have enough money to take care of everything I need to take care of and a little bit extra to be able to take care of things for a little bit on a regular basis, my regular shit. It would be pretty fucking awesome. Anyway, thank you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's reading. I will see you next time, and I hope you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. Bye-bye, guys. 34 was just on the clock for pile 3. So, pile 2 was fucking long as fuck. Pile 1 was 12 minutes, and pile 2 was like 20 minutes. Wow. Anyway, let's see what the gossip on you is, and who might be talking about you. They kind of look funny. What's with their hair or their nose or their face? Can't believe there are so many people looking their way anyway. I don't even know what they see. This is someone that's extremely shallow. One day their looks will fade, but what you have inside of you never will. So you know what? You could have parts of yourself that you're insecure that people have played on in the past. And you may actually even be very good looking for some of you too. But there's somebody that's just bitter or jealous if that's the case. There could be somebody that might actually be trans, that is the opposite sex as you biologically and is transitioning into the sex that you are now. And they could be extremely jealous or bitter about how much attention you get, how much love comes your way, how many people want to have sex with you. And not just how many people want to have sex with you, but want to actually have a relationship with you as well. And repeated sex. This could be somebody who's a little bit narcissistic, on the narcissistic side. This could be somebody that is, that hates themselves a lot. This person has a lot of self-hate. And they may be somebody who's very negative on an all-the-time basis and has a hard time seeing the positive in anything. I feel like you've been a very good influence on this person, though. And I feel like your presence in their life has really shifted and changed a lot of things for the better within them, to where they've really started to be a different person in a lot of ways. Like, this could be somebody like, for instance, I knew somebody at one point in time that was so excited. She came to tell me she was just so excited because she had went out and got something for everyone for Christmas, and she didn't know. She never knew how fun it could be and how fulfilling it could feel and how happy it could make you to go out there and get everybody a present for Christmas and to really try to find something special and unique for each person that fit them. Because usually she just waited around for everybody else to bring her something for Christmas, but had never really done that for anybody else. So this person could have actually changed and transformed a lot because of the influence you had in their life, and has really become a much better person for it. And I feel like this person, they really do have a lot of love for you. But it's battling with that jealousy and that bitterness inside of them. And they're having a really hard time with it. I feel like they don't want to think this way and they don't want to be this way. But I also feel like everybody in their life has constantly treated them like looks are the only thing that matters. I mean, especially if this person's a trans person. Because there was actually one time that same person, somebody was sitting there saying something to them about, you know, if you're going to wear a dress, you could at least shave your legs. And I had been fucking trying to get her to feel decent about herself for the last couple weeks because she didn't have a whole lot of money at that time to be able to buy the things to take care of herself in the way she usually did. And so she was feeling really awful about it. And I looked at this person, by the way, at that time I was kind of dealing with that person. So I looked at this person, pulled up my pant legs and was like, I don't shave my legs, and you're fucking me. So what do you got to say now? Do you really got to shave your legs to be a woman? And everybody's just looking at me like, whoa, what the fuck? Yeah, because that's not okay. So this person could deal with a lot of things like that. And they could really deal with very big self-image problems and a distorted view when they look in the mirror. They could really deal with feeling like they are not beautiful enough, that nobody wants them because everybody is running around only wanting something skin deep and being really shallow, and doesn't see them as beautiful enough or doesn't see them as hot enough or whatever. And it's because they don't see themselves that way too, a lot of it. So if you know somebody like that, or you have a friend, could definitely be like a best friend or an ex-best friend, or something along those lines. It could be an ex-best friend that you had to walk away from because of some of those jealousy and bitterness things that were taking place. And then it kind of got a little bit worse after you left. Such a light and so sweet, soft-spoken and kind in their words, caring and clean, so pure in their actions, always tries to do the right thing and would never stab you in the back. They would do what they needed to do to your face. And you know what? I think this same person might actually be saying those things. They're like, well, you know, actually, once they calm down and they're not so angry and upset and jealous and feeling so hurt, they are like, wait a second. I know why this person has so many people watching them. It's because they're so beautiful. They're such a light in this world. They're so sweet. They're so kind. They're so amazing. And I wish I could still have them in my life. I wish I wouldn't have fucked everything up. I wish I wouldn't have been so bitter. This person could actually be somebody who is bipolar or borderline as well. This is somebody that the only people that are going to be able to be in their life are people who truly love unconditionally. And if there's something about yourself that you're judging or hating or not feeling good with, you're definitely going to have to walk away from this person. This is somebody that it would require a lot of forgiveness on a regular basis. And somebody who takes a long time to be able to change things or work through their emotions or be able to they have some pretty violent mood swings at times. So pure in their actions, always tries to do the right thing and would never stab you in the back. They would do what they needed to do to your face. So this person is telling people too that no, they're honest. They're straightforward. And if they're going to do something to you, they're going to do it to your face. They're not going to hide their hands. They're not going to stand behind you and stab you in the back while looking in your face and telling you that they love you. This is somebody who's real, somebody who's authentic, somebody who's amazing. It's no wonder all these people fucking love them. Of course they love them. Why wouldn't they love them? I love them. But I fucking hate them so much. And I can't stand the way their face looks. And honestly, they really are kind of cute. It's like this person may be having a very big meltdown in some way. And if you walked away from this person, that's a lot of the reason they're having this meltdown right here. King of Pistols. King of Cups. Four of Wands. The Emperor. Wow. Two of Wands. There could be a lot of men discussing you as well. And Nine of Pentacles. There could be a lot of men that are... there might actually be men that are defending you too. And if you're a woman, or I mean, if you're a man, then this is women that are defending you or standing up for you or, yeah, your father could be talking about you as well. Possibly even a husband or a wife if you have a husband or a wife. You could have somebody that's in a position of power that's discussing you as well. You have a lot of people who want to commit to you, but you're on your own path. Some of you may have actually turned some people down who wanted to commit to you as well. You respect yourself. You love yourself. You care for yourself, nurture yourself. And because of that, abundance, fertility, and beauty sprouts all around you. And you're in a very good energy. You're very confident as well. You say what you need to say. You express your love with no worries about whether or not people are going to accept it or return it. You express your love because that's what you're feeling. You express your sadness if you're feeling that. You express your pain, your anger. You express things when you're feeling them. And a lot of you do it in a very balanced way, a very emotionally mature way as well. People are talking about your strength, your stability, how you always try to do the best thing for everyone involved in a situation, and you're an extremely good leader. You're very emotionally balanced as well. People may also be talking about how you make them feel comfortable expressing their emotions. You help them learn how to express them in a proper manner for some of you as well. People feel like you have a very destined path in front of you and that you're following this path. You're following this path towards success and abundance. You're very independent, free, beautiful. And when it comes to situations, you're very committed. When you're committed to a situation, you're extremely committed. Just because something's going on doesn't mean you feel like you need to be validated somewhere else as well. Remember to have compassion for those that do feel like they need to be validated from somewhere else. Angel of Strength and Healer of the Ages. So people are definitely talking about your healing capabilities. Like I was saying, people are talking about how you make them feel comfortable expressing their emotions. People may even be talking about how you are having all this success in your life and you have a lot of money, a lot of stability, a lot of security coming your way. A lot of people maybe even who want to buy you gifts, things like that. Some of you could have actually picked pile 2 as well. Because of the healing you bring to their life. Your unconditional love, your kindness, your care, your genuine beauty and light is something that people are discussing. Your courage, your ability to be around people. Some of you may not have even cut off that person. Some of you may know everything that's going on and you don't care because you know what that person's going through. And you know at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what anybody says about you or thinks about you. You are who you are and you love who you are. You have a lot of courage, a lot of strength, a lot of the ability to be able to tame the inner demons of people around you as well. That's part of what your healing capabilities are. You can make the most dangerous beast purr at your feet. You bring a lot of calm, peaceful energy to people's lives as well. People that sometimes could be a little bit aggressive or controlling. And you definitely check people when it comes to people who think they're going to control you or your life, or who think they have any say in what you're doing at all. You remind them of who you are and the fact that you are not going to be held down or held back by anyone or anything because you have a life to live. And the passion that you have inside of you is very stable, is very strong, and has a very solid foundation. You are somebody that people feel like they could build a solid foundation with. And there's definitely people who look at you like marriage material. So that's what I have for you guys. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I would absolutely love to hear what you guys thought about it, whether or not it resonated, what you might be going through, all those kind of good things. And thank you so much to each and every one of you who supports me on this channel in whatever way you do, as I'm here to support you on your journeys and to bring these healing, energetic healing sessions to you and this information and wisdom to you on your journey to help you through your journey and to support you. It helps me when you guys support me so that I can be able to support myself and my children as I'm doing this as well. So anybody who likes, shares, comments, subscribes, leaves a timestamp, a donation, hits that little super thanks button, or anybody who's been purchasing any of my services, you can find my services, prices, contact information, my Amazon wishlist, PayPal, Cash App in the description box below. Don't send money until you get a hold of me to make arrangements for the services, but donations are always welcome. Thank you to anybody who does any of those things because it really does help me out. And thank you to anybody who has been donating to my GoFundMe or sharing it, because sharing it does wonders as well. Thank you to anybody as well who has voted for me in the Supermom contest too. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for that. And there are many ways to support that only take a couple seconds. So if you haven't been, it would be awesome if you could give back a bit for what I'm here giving to you. Thank you so much for that. And I hope you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. Bye-bye, guys.